There's a fire inside you, a power so immense it can transform pain into purpose, setbacks into comebacks, and dreams into reality. But maybe, just maybe, life has tried to dim that fire. Challenges, doubts, failures, they've all left their mark. Let me tell you something. You are not your struggles. You are not your failures. You are the phoenix rising from the ashes, and this journey we're about to take will ignite that fire like never before. Stay with me, because by the end of this, you'll see the unstoppable force that's been within you all along. Not just a spark, but a blaze, ready to light up your life and inspire everyone around you. Let's rise together. Your time. It starts now. Chapter 1. The Art of Hitting Rock Bottom. When everything seems to be falling apart, it can feel like the end of the world. Hitting rock bottom isn't something anyone wants, but sometimes it's where we need to be to truly see things clearly. It's not a punishment or a sign of failure. Instead, it's an opportunity, a moment to stop, reflect, and begin again with a stronger sense of purpose. Imagine your life as a glass jar filled with water and dirt. When shaken, it's hard to see anything through the murky mix. But when you let it settle, the dirt sinks to the bottom and the water becomes clear. Rock bottom is like that moment of stillness, where you can finally see the truth about where you are, who you are, and what needs to change. It's a time to face the things you've avoided. Maybe you've ignored your own needs, let unhealthy habits take over, or lost sight of what really matters. Rock bottom strips away the distractions and forces you to confront reality. While it can feel uncomfortable or even painful, it's also a chance to start fresh, free from the illusions and expectations that may have held you back. This moment gives you the gift of clarity. You can look around and decide what's truly important. What parts of your life feel worth rebuilding? What habits or beliefs no longer serve you? These are the questions that guide you to a better path. Rock bottom isn't about staying down, it's about realizing you have the power to rise. Take a moment to accept where you are. It's okay to feel hurt, lost, or overwhelmed. These emotions are part of the process, but they don't define you. You're still here, and that means you still have the strength to move forward. Every great comeback begins with this acknowledgement that you are capable of more. Think about what you want your life to look like from this point forward. It's not about fixing everything at once, but focusing on one small thing you can do to improve. Maybe it's letting go of something that's been weighing you down, reaching out for support, or setting a simple goal to work toward. Each step, no matter how small, moves you closer to a better place. Rock bottom also teaches you resilience. Once you've been there, you know how strong you truly are. You've faced the worst and made it through, and that strength will carry you forward. The experience becomes a foundation you can build on, reminding you that no matter how hard things get, you have the ability to rise. This moment is not the end. It's a new beginning, a chance to rebuild your life with a stronger, wiser, and more compassionate version of yourself. The beauty of rock bottom is that it clears the way for something better to emerge. It's your chance to rise from the ashes, more powerful than ever before. Chapter 2. The Alchemy of Adversity. Life often throws challenges our way, and while they can feel overwhelming, they hold hidden potential. Adversity, no matter how painful, is not just an obstacle, it's an opportunity. It's like raw metal that, when put through fire, transforms into something strong and unbreakable. This is the process of turning difficulty into growth, pain into power, and setbacks into stepping stones. When adversity strikes, it's natural to feel anger, sadness, or frustration. These emotions are valid, but they don't have to control your journey. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" try asking, "What can I learn from this?" This small shift in mindset turns challenges into teachers. Every struggle, no matter how tough, carries a lesson that can help you grow. Adversity has a way of revealing who we are and what we're made of. It strips away comfort and forces us to confront our fears and limitations. This can be a frightening process, but it's also where transformation begins. Like a seed that must break apart to grow, we often need to break free from old patterns and beliefs to become stronger versions of ourselves. One of the most powerful aspects of adversity is its ability to push us beyond our limits. When life feels easy, we rarely challenge ourselves or think deeply about what we want. But when we face difficulties, we're forced to dig deep and find strength we didn't know we had. It's in these moments that we discover what we're truly capable of. Adversity also teaches empathy. When we experience pain or struggle, we gain a deeper understanding of what others might be going through. This makes us kinder, more compassionate, and more connected to the world around us. In a way, our hardships make us better equipped to help others who may be facing similar battles. It's important to remember that adversity doesn't mean failure. Struggling doesn't make you weak, it makes you human. Every successful person has faced setbacks. What sets them apart is not that they avoided hardship, but that they used it to grow. They chose to see their challenges as opportunities to learn, adapt, and come back stronger. Transformation through adversity doesn't happen overnight. It's a gradual process, like a caterpillar turning into a butterfly. Each small step, each decision to keep going, adds up over time. Celebrate the progress you make, no matter how small. Every little victory is proof that you are moving forward. Adversity is not the end of your story. It's the chapter that builds your character, sharpens your skills, and prepares you for what's next. Like alchemy, it transforms what seems useless or painful into something valuable and beautiful. This is the power of adversity. It's not here to destroy you. It's here to make you shine. Chapter 3. Shadows of Self-Discovery. Sometimes the answers we seek about ourselves aren't found in the light, but in the shadows. These are the hidden parts of our identity, the feelings we avoid, and the truths we're afraid to face. The shadows represent everything we've buried: our fears, insecurities, unhealed wounds, and even the potential we've yet to recognize. Embracing these shadows isn't easy, but it's where true self-discovery begins. We often avoid the shadows because they're uncomfortable. They remind us of past mistakes, painful memories, or parts of ourselves that don't align with who we want to be. But ignoring them doesn't make them disappear. Instead, they linger beneath the surface, subtly shaping our thoughts, actions, and relationships. Facing your shadows is like shining a flashlight in a dark room. It might be unsettling at first, but it reveals what's really there. The first step in self-discovery is acknowledging that these shadows exist. Everyone has them. It's a natural part of being human. There's no shame in having flaws or vulnerabilities. In fact, acknowledging them is a sign of strength. When you stop running from the things that scare you and choose to face them, you take back your power. The shadows lose their grip on you, and you begin to see them for what they truly are, parts of you that need understanding, not judgment. Exploring your shadows requires curiosity and compassion. Ask yourself questions like, what am I afraid of? Why do I feel stuck? What patterns keep repeating in my life, and where do they come from? These questions might lead to uncomfortable answers, but they also open the door to healing. Be patient with yourself as you uncover the layers. Self-discovery is not about rushing to fix everything, but about learning to sit with what you find. One of the greatest gifts of shadow work is self-acceptance. As you uncover your hidden parts, you realize that they don't define your worth. Your mistakes don't make you a failure. Your fears don't make you weak. Your pain doesn't make you broken. Instead, these shadows become pieces of a larger puzzle, contributing to the complex and beautiful person you are. When you embrace your whole self, including the parts you once rejected, you become free. The shadows also hold untapped potential. Sometimes the things we hide are not just weaknesses, but strengths we've been afraid to express. Perhaps you've suppressed your creativity, doubted your intelligence, or downplayed your dreams because you feared judgment or failure. When you explore the shadows, you might discover these hidden gems waiting to shine. Self-discovery isn't just about confronting the painful parts of yourself. It's also about reclaiming the powerful ones. As you work through the shadows, you'll notice shifts in your relationships. When you're honest with yourself, it becomes easier to be honest with others. You stop pretending to be someone you're not and start showing up as your authentic self. This authenticity attracts deeper connections as the people around you feel the honesty and openness you bring. Shadows of self-discovery aren't meant to be faced alone. Sometimes the journey requires support, a trusted friend, a mentor, or even a therapist. Sharing your experiences with someone who listens without judgment can make the process less daunting. It reminds you that you're not alone in your struggles and that others have faced similar challenges. The journey into your shadows is not a one-time event, but an ongoing process. Life will always bring new challenges, and with them, new opportunities to learn about yourself. Each time you face the shadows, you grow stronger, wiser, and more in tune with who you are. Self-discovery is not about becoming perfect, it's about becoming whole. By embracing the shadows, you find a deeper sense of self-awareness and peace. You realize that you're not defined by your fears or flaws, but by how you choose to respond to them. The journey into the shadows might be difficult, but it's also one of the most rewarding paths you can take. Within the shadows lies the truth of who you are, and the power to rise as your truest, most authentic self. Chapter 4. Breaking the Chains of Conformity. Throughout life, we are surrounded by expectations, rules, traditions, and norms designed to mold us into a version of acceptable. These expectations often tell us how to live, how to think, what to achieve, and even who to be. While some societal structures provide order and purpose, many act as invisible chains that limit our potential and suppress our individuality. Breaking free from these chains of conformity is not rebellion for rebellion's sake. It is an act of liberation that allows you to live a life that is truly yours. Conformity often begins subtly. From a young age, we are taught to fit in, follow the rules, and not rock the boat. We're told to value security over passion, acceptance over authenticity, and approval over personal freedom. These lessons become ingrained, shaping the decisions we make and the paths we follow. Over time, we may find ourselves living a life that feels safe but not fulfilling, a life built on what others expect rather than what we desire. The first step to breaking free from conformity is awareness. Ask yourself, whose voice am I listening to? Is it the voice of your family, peers, society, or perhaps your own internalized critic? Often, we mistake these external influences for our true desires. Recognizing the difference between what you want and what others expect of you is a powerful realization. It's the moment you begin to reclaim your identity. Breaking free requires courage. Choosing your own path often means stepping away from the crowd, which can feel lonely or uncertain. People may not understand your decisions or may even criticize them. But remember, living for others' approval comes at the cost of your authenticity. When you conform to fit into someone else's idea of who you should be, you lose the opportunity to become who you are meant to be. Conformity often hides in fear fear of rejection, failure, or standing out. These fears are natural, but they are also illusions. Consider this: those who achieve greatness in life are rarely the ones who follow the rules without question. They are the dreamers, the innovators, the ones who dared to challenge norms and create something new. The fear of stepping away from conformity is valid, but the regret of not living authentically is far greater. To break the chains of conformity, you must learn to listen to your inner voice. What excites you? What drives you? What kind of life feels meaningful to you? These are the questions that will guide your path. Your inner voice is the compass that leads you away from societal expectations and toward your truth. While it may feel faint at first, the more you listen to it, the louder and clearer it becomes. Breaking free from conformity doesn't mean rejecting everything society values. It's not about rebellion for the sake of being different. It's about intentionality, choosing what aligns with your values and discarding what doesn't. You might still choose a stable career, a traditional lifestyle, or certain cultural practices, but these choices will come from a place of alignment rather than obligation. They will reflect your desires, not someone else's blueprint for your life. Another key to breaking free is embracing the discomfort of change. Growth is rarely easy, and stepping out of your comfort zone can feel like walking into the unknown. But remember, the unknown is where new possibilities exist. Staying in the familiar may feel safe, but it often leads to stagnation. Embrace discomfort as a sign that you are moving towards something greater. Building a life free from conformity also means surrounding yourself with people who support your journey. Find those who celebrate your authenticity, encourage your growth, and respect your individuality. These are the people who remind you that it's okay to be different and that your uniqueness is your greatest strength. Avoid those who try to box you in or diminish your dreams. These voices only reinforce the chains you are trying to break. Breaking free from conformity is not an overnight process. It's a journey of self-discovery, trial and error, and continuous growth. Along the way, you will face challenges, moments of doubt, and perhaps even failures. But every step you take away from the chains of conformity is a step closer to your authentic self. Each decision to choose your path over someone else's expectations strengthens your resolve and brings you closer to a life of freedom and fulfillment. As you break these chains, you become an example to others. Your courage to live authentically inspires those around you to do the same. When you rise, you show others that it is possible to step out of the mold and create a life that reflects their true essence. You become a beacon of hope, proving that freedom is worth the fight. In the end, breaking the chains of conformity isn't just about rejecting what doesn't serve you. It's about stepping into the fullness of who you are. It's about owning your story, embracing your individuality, and living with purpose. This is your life, no one else's. The world doesn't need another copy of someone else's expectations. It needs the real, unique, and unapologetic version of you. Chapter 5. The Warrior Within. Deep within each of us lies a warrior, strong, resilient, and unyielding. This warrior is not defined by physical strength or the ability to fight, but by the courage to face life's battles, overcome adversity, and rise stronger from every challenge. The warrior within you is the part that refuses to give up, even when the odds are stacked against you. It's the quiet voice that says, "Keep going," when the world tells you to stop. Awakening this warrior is the key to navigating life's trials with grace and power. The warrior within you isn't born in comfort. It emerges in struggle. It comes to life in the moments when you're tested, pushed to your limits, and forced to choose between surrender and perseverance. While these moments may feel overwhelming, they are also opportunities to discover your inner strength. Adversity doesn't break the warrior, it forges it. Every setback, every failure, and every disappointment is a piece of the armor that prepares you for the battles ahead. Courage is the foundation of the warrior spirit. Courage doesn't mean you're never afraid, it means you act despite your fear. Fear is a natural response to uncertainty and risk, but it doesn't have to control you. The warrior within you understands that fear is not a stop sign, it's a challenge to overcome. Each time you face a fear head-on, no matter how small, you strengthen your resolve and expand your limits. Over time, what once seemed impossible becomes manageable, and what once frightened you becomes an opportunity. Resilience is another key trait of the warrior within. Life is full of setbacks, and no one is immune to failure. But the warrior sees failure not as the end, but as a stepping stone. Each time you get knocked down, you have a choice: stay down or rise again. Resilience is the ability to bounce back, to learn from mistakes, and to keep moving forward, even when the path is difficult. The warrior within you knows that every fall is an opportunity to rise higher than before. Discipline is what sustains the warrior. Motivation may get you started, but discipline keeps you going when motivation fades. The warrior within understands that consistency is more powerful than fleeting bursts of effort. Discipline means showing up for yourself every day, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it. Whether it's pursuing a goal, building a habit, or working on your mental and emotional strength, discipline is the bridge between intention and achievement. The warrior within you also thrives on purpose. A warrior without a cause is aimless, but a warrior with a purpose is unstoppable. Purpose gives your struggles meaning and your actions direction. It's what keeps you focused when distractions arise and what pulls you through when the journey gets tough. Your purpose doesn't have to be grand. It can be as simple as wanting to be the best version of yourself, or as profound as making a difference in the lives of others. What matters is that it resonates with you and fuels your fire. The warrior within you is not invincible, nor does it pretend to be. Vulnerability is not a weakness, it's a strength. The warrior understands that admitting when you're hurt, seeking help when you need it, and being honest about your struggles are acts of courage. Vulnerability allows you to connect with others, learn from their wisdom, and grow in ways you never could alone. It's a reminder that even the strongest warriors are human. Mindset is the warrior's most powerful weapon. The way you think about challenges, setbacks, and opportunities shapes your reality. The warrior within you embraces a growth mindset, seeing challenges as opportunities to learn and grow. When faced with difficulty, the warrior doesn't ask, "Why me?" but instead asks, "What can I do about this?" This proactive approach transforms obstacles into stepping stones and setbacks into comebacks. The warrior within is also deeply rooted in self-belief. Confidence is not about being perfect or knowing all the answers. It's about trusting yourself to figure things out. The warrior knows that every battle, whether won or lost, teaches valuable lessons. This trust in your own ability to navigate life's challenges is what gives you the strength to keep going, no matter what. Awakening the warrior within is not about changing who you are. It's about uncovering the strength that's already there. It's about recognizing that you've survived every challenge life has thrown at you so far, and that you have the capacity to handle whatever comes next. The warrior within is not something you become. It's something you remember. It's always been there, waiting for you to call upon it. This warrior is not just for fighting battles. It's for living a life of purpose, courage, and resilience. It's for standing up for what you believe in, pursuing your dreams, and staying true to yourself even when it's hard. The warrior within you is a reminder that no matter how tough life gets, you have the strength, courage, and determination to overcome anything. It's a part of you that will never give up, never back down, and never stop fighting for the life you deserve. When you awaken the warrior within, you become unstoppable, not because life becomes easy, but because you become unshakable. The battles you face no longer define you. It's how you face them that shapes your story. The warrior within you is your greatest ally, your strongest shield, and your brightest light in the darkest times. Trust it. Nurture it. Let it lead you to victory, not just in the struggles of life, but in the fulfillment of your deepest potential. Chapter 6. The Sacred Pause. In the relentless pace of modern life, where we are constantly encouraged to push forward, strive harder, and achieve more, the idea of pausing can feel counterintuitive. Yet, in the stillness of a pause lies immense power. A sacred pause is not a sign of weakness or giving up. It is an intentional act of reflection, renewal, and recalibration. It is the moment where we stop, breathe, and reconnect with ourselves, finding clarity and strength to move forward with purpose. The sacred pause is not about doing nothing. It's about creating space to truly be. When life feels overwhelming, it's easy to get caught in a cycle of reaction, where every decision and action is driven by stress, fear, or pressure. This reactive state drains your energy and clouds your judgment. By choosing to pause, you break the cycle. You allow yourself the time to step back, assess the situation, and approach it with calmness and clarity. Pausing is often mistaken for procrastination, but the two are fundamentally different. Procrastination is avoidance. Pausing is mindfulness. When you pause with intention, you give yourself permission to rest, reflect, and regain your balance. It's a moment to check in with yourself and ask, am I heading in the right direction? Am I aligned with my values and goals? What do I truly need right now? These moments of self-inquiry are vital for growth and self-awareness. A sacred pause is also an opportunity to reconnect with your inner wisdom. In the busyness of life, it's easy to lose touch with your intuition, the quiet voice within that knows what's best for you. When you pause, you create the silence needed to hear that voice. You may discover answers to questions you've been struggling with, or gain new perspectives on challenges you face. Sometimes, the best solutions arise not when you're pushing, but when you're still. Rest is a key component of the sacred pause. In a world that glorifies hustle, rest is often undervalued. Yet rest is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Just as a musician must pause between notes to create harmony, we must rest to restore our energy and creativity. When you allow yourself to rest, you honor your body and mind, recognizing that they need care and renewal to function at their best. Resting is not wasting time. It's investing in your well-being. The sacred pause also teaches us patience. In a culture of instant gratification, waiting can feel uncomfortable. But growth, healing, and clarity take time. A seed doesn't sprout the moment it's planted, and neither do the solutions to life's challenges appear immediately. The pause allows you to trust the process, to give things the space they need to unfold naturally. Patience, cultivated through pausing, becomes a powerful tool for navigating life's uncertainties. One of the most transformative aspects of the sacred pause is how it helps you reconnect with the present moment. So often, we live in the past, replaying regrets, or in the future, worrying about what's to come. The pause brings you back to the here and now, reminding you that this moment is all you truly have. By grounding yourself in the present, you find peace and clarity that cannot be found elsewhere. The sacred pause can take many forms. It might be a few moments of deep breathing during a stressful day, a walk in nature to clear your mind, or a quiet evening spent journaling and reflecting. It could be a week-long retreat to reset your focus, or simply saying no to an obligation to honor your need for rest. What matters is not how you pause, but that you do. The act of pausing, however brief, is an act of self-care and self-respect. Pausing also allows you to shift your perspective. When you're in the middle of a challenge, it's easy to feel stuck or overwhelmed. But when you step back, even for a moment, you can see the bigger picture. You may realize that what seemed like a roadblock is actually a detour leading you to something better. You may see opportunities you missed or understand a situation in a new way. Perspective is a gift that only the pause can give. The sacred pause is not just for moments of struggle, it's equally important in moments of success. When things are going well, it's tempting to keep pushing forward without stopping to appreciate your progress. Pausing allows you to celebrate your achievements, reflect on how far you've come, and express gratitude for the journey. It reminds you that success is not just about reaching the destination, but also about appreciating the steps along the way. Ultimately, the sacred pause is a practice of self-connection. It's a way to tune into your needs, honor your emotions, and align your actions with your values. In pausing, you discover that you don't always need to have all the answers or be in constant motion. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is simply stop, breathe, and be present. The sacred pause is not a retreat from life, but a return to it. It's a moment of grounding that prepares you to face the world with renewed energy, clarity, and purpose. In a world that tells you to keep going, the sacred pause reminds you of the power of stopping. It's in these moments of stillness that you rediscover your strength, reconnect with your purpose, and realize that sometimes the most profound transformations happen not in the doing, but in the being. Chapter 7. Rising with Imperfection. We live in a world that celebrates perfection, flawless appearances, impeccable achievements, and a life free of mistakes. But the truth is, perfection is an illusion. No one is without flaws, and striving for an unattainable standard only leads to frustration, self-doubt, and exhaustion. The beauty of life lies not in being perfect, but in rising with imperfection. Embracing your imperfections doesn't make you weak. It makes you authentic, resilient, and unstoppable. Imperfection is a universal truth. Every person, no matter how successful or admired, has imperfections. These might be physical, emotional, or rooted in past experiences. Yet, we are conditioned to hide them, to wear masks that make us appear invulnerable. But the more we deny our imperfections, the more they control us. It's only when we acknowledge and accept them that we find freedom. Imperfections aren't something to fix, they're something to understand and embrace. One of the greatest lessons in life is learning that imperfection is not failure. Mistakes are a natural part of growth. They are not evidence of your inadequacy, but proof that you're trying, learning, and evolving. Every mistake you've made has taught you something valuable, shaping the person you are today. Instead of fearing failure, learn to see it as a stepping stone. Each misstep brings you closer to understanding yourself and the world around you. Accepting imperfection also means letting go of the unrealistic standards we set for ourselves. These standards often come from society, culture, or even well-meaning loved ones. They tell us that we should have it all together, achieve certain milestones by a certain age, or always present a polished version of ourselves. But life doesn't follow a script, and neither should you. Releasing these expectations allows you to live authentically, on your terms. Imperfections are what make us human. They connect us to others and remind us that we are all navigating the same imperfect journey. When you embrace your imperfections, you give others permission to do the same, This creates deeper, more genuine connections. People don't relate to perfection, they relate to vulnerability. When you show your true self, the good and the imperfect, you build trust and inspire others to be their authentic selves. Rising with imperfection also means shifting your focus from what you lack to what you have. It's easy to get caught up in comparing yourself to others, noticing only what you perceive as their strengths and your shortcomings. But comparison is the thief of joy. Instead of measuring yourself against others, celebrate your unique qualities, talents, and journey. Your imperfections are part of what makes you special. They give you character, depth, and perspective. One of the hardest parts of embracing imperfection is quieting the inner critic. That voice in your head that tells you you're not good enough, that you should have done better, or that you'll never measure up. This critic is often louder than the voices of encouragement and support around you. But the inner critic is not your truth. It's a voice born from fear, insecurity, and societal conditioning. The warrior within you can challenge that voice and replace it with one of self-compassion. Self-compassion is the antidote to perfectionism. It's the practice of treating yourself with the same kindness, understanding, and forgiveness that you would offer a dear friend. When you make a mistake, instead of berating yourself, remind yourself that it's okay to be human. When you fall short of your goals, remember that every step forward, no matter how small, is progress. Self-compassion doesn't mean lowering your standards. It means being realistic and kind to yourself as you strive to grow. Imperfection is also where creativity and innovation thrive. If everything were perfect, there would be no need for improvement, no room for imagination. Imperfections spark curiosity, leading us to explore new ideas, solve problems, and create beauty in unexpected ways. Some of the world's greatest art, inventions, and achievements were born from mistakes or failures. Embracing imperfection means seeing the potential in what others might discard. Rising with imperfection requires courage. It means standing tall despite your flaws and saying, "I am enough." It means showing up, even when you feel unprepared or uncertain, and doing your best anyway. It's about recognizing that your worth is not tied to your achievements, appearance, or the approval of others. Your worth is inherent, simply because you exist. Imperfection also teaches resilience. Life is unpredictable, and no matter how much you plan or prepare, things won't always go as expected. By embracing imperfection, you become adaptable, able to navigate life's twists and turns with grace. You learn to see challenges as opportunities for growth rather than roadblocks. This mindset turns setbacks into comebacks and difficulties into triumphs. Perhaps the most beautiful aspect of imperfection is its ability to foster gratitude. When you stop striving for perfection, you begin to appreciate the richness of life as it is. You notice the small victories, the moments of connection, and the progress you've made. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's missing to what's present, filling your life with joy and contentment. Rising with imperfection is not about settling for less. It's about striving for more authenticity, more growth, more joy. It's about honoring your journey with all its ups and downs, and recognizing that imperfection is not a flaw but a gift. It's the cracks in the surface that let the light shine through. By embracing your imperfections, you allow your true self to shine, and that is where your greatest power lies. In the end, rising with imperfection is about living fully and unapologetically. It's about stepping into your life with confidence, not because you have it all together, but because you're willing to show up as you are. It's about recognizing that you don't need to be perfect to be worthy, loved, and capable. You only need to be you, imperfect, authentic, and endlessly enough. Chapter 8. Reclaiming Your Narrative. Life often feels like a story being written by forces outside of our control. From an early age, we are shaped by the expectations of family, society, culture, and even the circumstances of our upbringing. These influences can create a narrative about who we are, what we can achieve, and what our lives should look like. Over time, this story can feel like it's set in stone, leaving little room for change. But here's the truth. No matter what has happened in the past, you have the power to reclaim your narrative and write a new chapter. Our personal narratives are the stories we tell ourselves about our identity, our worth, and our potential. These stories are powerful because they shape how we see the world and our place within it. A narrative rooted in fear, self-doubt, or limitation can keep you stuck, preventing you from pursuing your dreams or embracing your true self. On the other hand, a narrative grounded in hope, resilience, and possibility can empower you to rise above challenges and create the life you want. The first step in reclaiming your narrative is recognizing the story you've been living. Ask yourself, what beliefs do I hold about myself? Where did these beliefs come from? Are they truly mine, or have they been handed down to me by others? Often, the narratives we live by are not our own. They might come from well-meaning parents who wanted us to follow a specific path, teachers who judged our potential based on narrow criteria, or societal norms that tell us who we should be. Once you identify the story you've been living, it's time to question its validity. Just because a story has been repeated doesn't make it true. For example, if you've been told you're not smart, talented, or strong enough, ask yourself, is this truly who I am, or is it someone else's projection? Challenge the limitations imposed by this story. Remind yourself that you are not defined by a single moment, mistake, or judgment. You are a dynamic, evolving individual with the power to grow and change. Reclaiming your narrative also means rewriting the way you view your past. Many of us carry stories of failure, pain, or regret that shape how we see ourselves today. While you cannot change the events of the past, you can change the way you interpret them. Instead of viewing your struggles as proof of inadequacy, see them as evidence of your resilience. Instead of letting past mistakes define you, view them as lessons that have prepared you for growth. Your past doesn't have to be a prison. It can be a source of strength. Taking control of your narrative requires clarity about what you truly want. For too long, your story may have been shaped by what others expect of you. Now is the time to ask yourself, what kind of life do I want to create? What values matter most to me? What dreams have I set aside, and how can I pursue them now? Your new narrative should reflect your desires, not the expectations of others. It should align with who you are at your core. Rewriting your narrative is not about pretending everything is perfect or ignoring challenges. It's about choosing how you respond to those challenges. Instead of seeing obstacles as insurmountable, view them as opportunities to grow. Instead of focusing on what you lack, focus on what you can create. Your narrative is not about avoiding difficulty, but about finding meaning and purpose in the midst of it. As you reclaim your narrative, remember that it's an ongoing process. Life is dynamic, and so is your story. What matters is that you remain the author, not a passive character. This means being intentional about your choices, reflecting on your experiences, and continuously aligning your actions with your values. It's okay if your story evolves over time. That's a sign of growth. What matters is that it remains authentically yours. The language you use in your narrative is also crucial. Words have power, and the way you talk about yourself shapes your reality. Replace self-critical language with self-compassionate words. Instead of saying, "I always mess things up," say, I'm learning and improving every day. Instead of thinking, I'm not good enough, remind yourself, I have unique strengths that bring value to the world. Shifting your language transforms the way you see yourself and your potential. Surround yourself with people who support your narrative. Reclaiming your story can be challenging when you're surrounded by individuals who try to keep you in your old role. Seek out those who encourage your growth, celebrate your authenticity, and respect your choices. These are the people who remind you of your strength and help you stay true to your new narrative. Finally, don't underestimate the impact of small actions. Reclaiming your narrative doesn't require dramatic changes overnight. Every small step you take toward living authentically is a powerful statement. Whether it's setting a boundary, pursuing a passion, or speaking up for yourself, these actions reinforce your new story. Over time, these small choices create momentum, transforming your life in profound ways. Reclaiming your narrative is an act of courage. It's about breaking free from the stories that have held you back and stepping into the truth of who you are. It's about taking ownership of your life, embracing your imperfections, and daring to dream big. You are not bound by your past, nor are you limited by the expectations of others. Your narrative is yours to create, and within you lies the power to write a story of resilience, hope, and triumph. As you reclaim your narrative, remember that it's not just about where you've been, but about where you're going. The pen is in your hands, and the pages are waiting. This is your chance to tell a story that reflects your strength, honors your journey, and inspires others to do the same. You are the author of your life. Write boldly, authentically, and unapologetically. Chapter 9. The Compass of Intuition. In the noisy world we live in, where opinions, advice, and expectations bombard us from every direction, it can be easy to lose touch with our inner compass. Intuition. Intuition is that quiet voice inside, the feeling in your gut, or the unexplainable sense of knowing that often whispers the truth long before your mind catches up. It is a deeply personal guide, rooted in your experiences, values, and unique perspective. While logic and reason have their place, intuition is the compass that can steer you toward choices that align with your authentic self. Intuition is not magic or guesswork. It's a form of wisdom that your mind and body have been gathering over time. It's built from the patterns you've observed, the lessons you've learned, and the emotions you've felt. While it often feels like a sudden insight or instinct, it's actually the result of your subconscious mind processing information faster than your conscious awareness. This is why intuition often feels immediate and certain, even when you can't explain why. Reconnecting with your intuition begins with learning to listen. In the hustle of daily life, intuition is easily drowned out by the louder voices of doubt, fear, or external influence. To hear it, you must create moments of stillness. This might mean spending time alone, meditating, journaling, or simply sitting quietly with your thoughts. In these moments, you allow your inner voice to surface, free from the distractions of the outside world. Trusting your intuition can be challenging, especially if you've been conditioned to rely solely on logic or to seek validation from others. It's natural to doubt yourself, especially when your intuition leads you in a direction that seems unconventional or risky. But intuition is not about playing it safe. It's about guiding you toward what feels right for you. Trust is built through practice. The more you listen to and act on your intuition, the stronger it becomes. One of the greatest barriers to intuition is fear. Fear can masquerade as intuition, warning you to avoid risks or stick to what's comfortable. To distinguish between the two, pay attention to how each feels in your body. Fear is often accompanied by tension, anxiety, or a sense of urgency, while intuition feels calm, clear, and grounded. It's a subtle but powerful difference that becomes easier to recognize with practice. Intuition is also closely tied to self-awareness. The better you know yourself, your values, strengths, and boundaries, the more clearly your intuition can guide you. When you're disconnected from yourself, your intuition may feel clouded or uncertain. Take time to reflect on who you are and what matters most to you. This self-knowledge creates a strong foundation for intuitive decision-making. Another important aspect of intuition is learning to separate it from external noise. In a world filled with advice, opinions, and constant information, it's easy to confuse someone else's voice for your own. Social media, cultural norms, and even well-meaning friends can influence your choices in ways that feel intuitive but are actually driven by external pressure. To reclaim your intuition, practice tuning out these voices and focusing inward. Intuition doesn't always provide a complete roadmap. Instead, it often gives you the next step, or a general sense of direction. This can feel frustrating if you're looking for certainty, but it's also part of the magic. Intuition encourages you to trust the journey, even if you don't have all the answers up front. By following it step by step, you often find yourself exactly where you need to be. One of the most powerful ways to strengthen your intuition is to look back on your past experiences. Think about times when you had a gut feeling about something, whether you followed it or ignored it. What happened as a result? These reflections can help you recognize the unique ways your intuition communicates with you and build confidence in its guidance. Intuition is not infallible, and it's okay to make mistakes. Sometimes what feels intuitive in the moment might lead to unexpected outcomes. But even these experiences are valuable. They teach you more about yourself, refine your intuition, and deepen your trust in the process. Intuition is a skill, and like any skill, it grows stronger with use and time. Integrating intuition into your life doesn't mean abandoning logic or reason. Instead, it's about finding balance. Logic helps you analyze and evaluate, while intuition helps you feel and sense. Together, they create a powerful decision-making system that honors both your mind and your heart. By using intuition as a compass and logic as a map, you can navigate life's challenges with clarity and confidence. Intuition also connects you to something greater than yourself. Whether you call it universal wisdom, collective energy, or simply your subconscious, intuition taps into a deeper understanding of the world around you. It reminds you that you are part of a larger story and that your choices, while personal, are interconnected with the lives of others. This connection can bring a sense of purpose and alignment to your actions. As you embrace your intuition, you may notice shifts in your relationships, career, and overall sense of fulfillment. Intuition has a way of leading you toward authenticity, helping you build a life that reflects who you truly are. It guides you to opportunities that align with your passions, relationships that nurture your spirit, and decisions that honor your values. While the journey may not always be easy, it will always be meaningful. The compass of intuition is a gift that resides within you, waiting to be trusted and used. It's a quiet but powerful force that knows what you need, even when you doubt yourself. By reconnecting with your intuition, you reclaim your power to make choices that feel right for you, not because they're logical, popular, or expected, but because they resonate with your soul. Trust it, follow it, and let it guide you toward a life of alignment and authenticity. Chapter 10. Fireproofing Your Spirit. Life is full of challenges, unexpected trials, and moments that test our resilience. Some days feel like you're walking through fire, with circumstances threatening to consume your energy, confidence, and hope. But what if, instead of being burned by life's hardships, You could become fireproof, not by avoiding the flames, but by building a spirit so strong, resilient and adaptable that no challenge could break you. Fireproofing your spirit is about preparing yourself not just to survive the heat, but to emerge stronger and brighter from it. The first step in fireproofing your spirit is understanding that life's fires are inevitable. Adversity is not a punishment or a sign of weakness. It's a natural part of growth. Just as a forest fire clears out the old to make way for new life, challenges often force us to let go of what no longer serves us. The goal isn't to avoid the flames, but to learn how to face them with courage, wisdom, and strength. To build a fireproof spirit, you must begin with your mindset. Your thoughts shape your reality, and the way you perceive challenges determines how you respond to them. Instead of seeing obstacles as threats, view them as opportunities to grow. When faced with difficulty, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this experience make me stronger? Shifting your perspective transforms fear into determination and setbacks into stepping stones. Resilience is the foundation of a fireproof spirit. Resilience doesn't mean you won't feel pain, sadness, or frustration. It means you'll bounce back from those emotions. It's the ability to adapt, recover, and keep moving forward, no matter how tough things get. Resilience is like a muscle that grows stronger with use. Every time you face a challenge and rise again, you're building the strength to handle even greater fires in the future. One of the most powerful tools for fireproofing your spirit is self-awareness. Knowing your strengths, weaknesses, triggers, and values helps you navigate challenges with clarity. When you understand yourself deeply, you can respond to adversity in a way that aligns with your true self. Self-awareness also helps you recognize when you need support, rest, or a change in perspective, preventing burnout and allowing you to maintain your inner fire. Emotional regulation is another essential skill. When life turns up the heat, it's easy to react impulsively or let negative emotions take over. But a fireproof spirit doesn't let emotions control the narrative. Instead, it acknowledges them, processes them, and chooses a response that aligns with long-term goals. This doesn't mean suppressing how you feel. It means finding healthy ways to cope, whether through journaling, talking to a trusted friend, meditating, or seeking professional guidance. Boundaries play a crucial role in fireproofing your spirit. Life's fires often come from overextending yourself, taking on too much, or allowing others to drain your energy. Setting clear boundaries protects your mental, emotional, and physical well-being. Learn to say no when necessary, prioritize self-care, and surround yourself with people who respect and uplift you. Boundaries are not walls. They're safeguards that allow you to thrive. Faith, whether in yourself, a higher power, or the process of life, also fuels a fireproof spirit. Faith provides a sense of purpose and hope, reminding you that even in the darkest times, light will eventually return. When you believe in your ability to overcome challenges, you tap into a well of inner strength that keeps you going. Cultivating faith doesn't require certainty. It requires trust that you are capable of rising, even when you can't see the path ahead. Gratitude is another powerful element in fireproofing your spirit. It might seem counterintuitive to focus on gratitude during difficult times, but it's often in these moments that gratitude has the greatest impact. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's wrong to what's right, from scarcity to abundance. It reminds you of your resources, support system, and inner strength. Keeping a gratitude journal or taking a few moments each day to reflect on what you're thankful for can transform your mindset and fuel your resilience. Purpose acts as your guiding star when the flames rise. Knowing why you're pushing forward gives you the motivation to endure. Purpose doesn't have to be grand or world-changing. It can be as simple as being there for your loved ones, pursuing a passion, or staying true to your values. Purpose gives meaning to the struggle, making it easier to endure and overcome. Fireproofing your spirit also involves physical and mental preparation. A strong body supports a strong mind, so take care of your physical health through exercise, nutrition, and rest. Similarly, nurture your mental health by engaging in activities that bring you joy, practicing mindfulness, and seeking help when needed. Your spirit is interconnected with your body and mind. Caring for one strengthens the others. Embrace the idea of transformation. Just as metal becomes stronger when forged in fire, you too can emerge from life's challenges more resilient and capable than before. Fireproofing your spirit doesn't mean you'll avoid struggle. It means you'll use struggle as a catalyst for growth. Each fire you face shapes you, refines you, and prepares you for what's next. Remember, being fireproof doesn't mean being invincible. It means being adaptable, resourceful, and unwavering in the face of life's trials. It's about knowing that while the flames may come, they cannot destroy the essence of who you are. Within you lies a strength that no fire can extinguish, a resilience that no hardship can break, and a light that no darkness can dim. By fireproofing your spirit, you equip yourself to handle whatever life throws your way. You become a beacon of strength, hope, and courage, not just for yourself, but for those around you. Your resilience inspires others, showing them that it's possible to rise from the ashes stronger and more determined than ever. The flames may test you, but they will not consume you. Instead, they will reveal the unshakable spirit that has been within you all along. Chapter 11. The Phoenix Effect. Throughout history and mythology, the phoenix has been a symbol of renewal, transformation, and resilience. This mythical bird, consumed by fire, rises from its own ashes, more powerful and radiant than before. The Phoenix Effect is not just a story, it's a powerful metaphor for the human spirit. It reminds us that no matter how devastating the loss, failure, or struggle, we have the ability to rise, rebuild, and recreate ourselves. The process isn't easy, but it is profoundly transformative, and it can lead to a version of yourself you never imagined possible. The Phoenix Effect begins in the ashes. These ashes represent the moments in life when everything feels like it's fallen apart. It might be the loss of a relationship, a career setback, a personal failure, or even a crisis of identity. These moments often leave us feeling broken, hopeless, and unsure of how to move forward. But in the ashes of what was lies the potential for what could be. The destruction clears the way for new beginnings, just as the phoenix must first burn before it can rise. Before the rise, there is a necessary period of reflection and surrender. The phoenix doesn't rush out of the flames, it emerges when the time is right. Similarly, when life burns away the old, it's important to take time to grieve, process, and understand what has happened. This period of stillness can feel like darkness, but it's also where healing begins. It's in the ashes that we learn the lessons we need for the next chapter. This phase of reflection requires honesty and courage. It's a time to face the truths we might have been avoiding, to acknowledge the role we played in our struggles, and to accept what we cannot change. While this process can be painful, it's also liberating. It strips away illusions and leaves us with clarity about who we are and what we want moving forward. The ashes are not the end, they are the foundation for growth. The Phoenix Effect teaches us the power of transformation through letting go. The bird doesn't cling to its old self. It allows the flames to consume what no longer serves it. In our lives, this means releasing the beliefs, habits, and attachments that hold us back. It might mean letting go of perfectionism, self-doubt, toxic relationships, or the fear of failure. Letting go can be difficult, but it's a necessary step in creating space for something new. Rising from the ashes is not an overnight process. It's a gradual journey that requires resilience, self-compassion, and faith. Like the phoenix, you may not recognize yourself at first. Rebuilding takes time, and it often starts with small, seemingly insignificant steps. These steps might include setting new goals, exploring new passions, or simply learning to believe in yourself again. Each small action is like a spark, reigniting the fire within. The phoenix effect also emphasizes the importance of reinvention. When the phoenix rises, it is not the same as before. It is renewed, stronger, and more magnificent. Similarly, you don't have to rebuild your life exactly as it was. This is your chance to redefine yourself, to explore new possibilities, and to create a life that aligns with your true desires and values. Reinvention is not about erasing the past, but about using it as a stepping stone for a brighter future. One of the most empowering aspects of the phoenix effect is the realization that you are not defined by your past. The ashes of failure, loss, or pain do not limit your potential. They are simply a chapter in your story, not the whole book. The phoenix carries the wisdom of its past experiences as it rises, and so can you. Every challenge you've faced has taught you something valuable, preparing you for the journey ahead. The rise of the phoenix is also a reminder of the power of resilience. No matter how low you feel, there is always the potential to rise again. Resilience doesn't mean ignoring pain or pretending everything is fine. It means acknowledging the struggle and choosing to move forward anyway. It's about finding strength in vulnerability, hope in despair, and courage in the face of fear. The phoenix effect isn't just about personal transformation. It's also about inspiring others. When you rise from your own ashes, you become a symbol of hope for those around you. Your story shows others that it's possible to overcome adversity, to heal, and to thrive. You become a living example of the power of renewal, reminding others that they too can rise. At its core, the phoenix effect is about embracing the cycle of life, birth, death, and rebirth. It's about understanding that endings are not final, but are the seeds of new beginnings. It's about finding beauty in impermanence and strength in transformation. The flames that consume us are not there to destroy us. They are there to refine us, revealing the brilliance that lies within. As you embody the phoenix effect, you step into a version of yourself that is wiser, stronger, and more authentic. You learn to trust in your ability to rise, no matter how many times you fall. You discover that within the ashes of every challenge lies the spark of possibility. And when you rise, you do so with a renewed sense of purpose, power, and peace. The phoenix effect is not just a mythical story, it's a profound truth about the human spirit. You have the ability to rise from the ashes of your struggles, transforming pain into power, loss into growth, and endings into beginnings. Embrace the flames, trust the process, and know that your rise will be nothing short of extraordinary. Like the phoenix, you are destined to soar. Chapter 12. Leadership through rising. Leadership is often misunderstood as a role reserved for those in positions of authority or power. But true leadership is not about titles or hierarchy. It's about influence, authenticity, and the ability to inspire others. Leadership through rising is a unique form of leadership, born not from privilege or perfection, but from struggle, resilience, and transformation. It's about using your journey, your lessons, and your growth to guide and uplift those around you. It's about leading by example, showing others that rising from the ashes is not only possible, but powerful. The foundation of leadership through rising is authenticity. People are drawn to leaders who are real. those who embrace their flaws, admit their mistakes, and share their struggles openly. When you rise from adversity, you bring with you a story that is raw and relatable. This authenticity creates connection and trust, two essential ingredients for meaningful leadership. Your ability to say, "I've been where you are, and I found my way through," resonates more deeply than any polished speech or perfect plan. To lead through rising, you must first embrace your journey. Every setback, failure, and challenge you've faced has shaped you into the person you are today. These experiences are not weaknesses. They are your greatest strengths. They have given you resilience, perspective, and wisdom. Sharing your journey with others, both the highs and the lows, humanizes you and inspires others to face their own struggles with courage. Empathy is a cornerstone of leadership through rising. When you've experienced hardship, you develop a deeper understanding of what others might be going through. This empathy allows you to lead with compassion, recognizing the unique challenges and emotions of those around you. Empathy doesn't mean solving everyone's problems. It means listening, validating, and supporting others as they navigate their own journeys. It's about creating a space where people feel seen, heard, and valued. Another essential aspect of leadership through rising is the ability to inspire hope. When others see how you've overcome adversity, they begin to believe they can do the same. Your story becomes a source of encouragement, reminding them that setbacks are temporary and that growth is always possible. Leadership is not about having all the answers. It's about showing others that answers can be found, even in the darkest of times. It's about being a beacon of hope that lights the way for others. Leadership through rising also requires humility. Rising doesn't make you better than anyone else. It makes you more aware of the shared human experience. Humility allows you to lead with authenticity and openness, recognizing that you are still learning and growing. It encourages collaboration, where everyone's voice matters, and it fosters a culture of mutual respect. A humble leader doesn't pretend to have all the solutions, but empowers others to contribute their unique strengths. One of the most powerful ways to lead is by empowering others to rise. Leadership through rising is not about creating followers, it's about creating more leaders. It's about recognizing the potential in others, even when they can't see it themselves, and encouraging them to step into their own power. This might mean mentoring someone, sharing your knowledge, or simply offering words of encouragement. When you lift others up, you create a ripple effect of empowerment that extends far beyond yourself. Resilience is another critical quality in leadership through rising. As a leader, you set the tone for how challenges are approached. When you demonstrate resilience by staying calm under pressure, finding solutions in difficult situations, and maintaining a positive outlook, you inspire others to do the same. Resilience is not about denying the difficulty of a situation. It's about showing that even in tough times, progress is possible. Your resilience becomes a model for those you lead. Integrity is the backbone of any leader, but it's especially important in leadership through rising. Your ability to rise is rooted in the values and principles you hold dear. When you lead with integrity, you demonstrate consistency between your words and actions. People trust leaders who are honest, fair, and principled. Integrity doesn't mean you'll never make mistakes. It means owning up to them, learning from them, and striving to do better. Leadership through rising also involves adaptability. Just as you had to adapt and grow during your own journey, you must be flexible in how you lead. Every person and situation is unique, and a one-size-fits-all approach rarely works. Adaptability allows you to meet people where they are, to tailor your leadership to their needs, and to navigate changing circumstances with creativity and resilience. As you rise, you also learn the importance of self-care in leadership. Leading others can be demanding, and it's easy to pour all your energy into supporting those around you. But to be an effective leader, you must prioritize your own well-being. Self-care is not selfish, it's essential. When you take care of yourself, you model the importance of balance and self-respect, encouraging others to do the same. Finally, leadership through rising is about legacy. The impact of your leadership is not measured by the number of followers you have or the accolades you receive, but by the lives you touch and the change you inspire. Your journey of rising becomes a blueprint for others, a reminder that transformation is possible for everyone. The lessons you've learned, the strength you've gained, and the hope you've shared become your legacy, living on in the people you've influenced. Leadership through rising is not about perfection or power. It's about connection, compassion, and courage. It's about using your story to inspire others, your resilience to guide them, and your authenticity to create a space where they can grow. When you lead through rising, you don't just change your own life. You ignite the potential for transformation in everyone around you. This is leadership at its most powerful, and it's a gift you are uniquely equipped to give. Chapter 13. The Infinite Ascent. Life is often seen as a journey with a clear destination, a final point of achievement, fulfillment, or success. But the truth is, there is no definitive peak, no ultimate end where everything is resolved, perfect, or complete. Growth, like life itself, is an infinite ascent. Each milestone reached reveals new possibilities. Each challenge overcome opens the door to greater challenges, and every victory achieved inspires new dreams. The infinite ascent is not about reaching the top. It's about embracing the endless journey of becoming. At its core, the infinite ascent is about evolution. Who you are today is not who you were yesterday, and it's not who you will be tomorrow. Life is a continuous process of learning, unlearning, and relearning. The ascent is infinite because there is always more to discover about yourself, the world, and your potential. This realization is both liberating and humbling. It reminds you that perfection is not the goal, progress is. There will always be new heights to climb, new skills to master, and new perspectives to explore. The infinite ascent teaches us that life's meaning is found in the climb itself, not in the summit. Society often tells us to measure success by external markers, wealth, status, or accomplishments. But these are temporary and fleeting. True fulfillment comes from the process of striving, growing, and overcoming. It's in the effort, the resilience, and the moments of clarity along the way that we find purpose. The ascent is infinite because there is always more to strive for, not out of dissatisfaction, but out of a desire to fully experience life's richness. The infinite ascent also teaches us to value the present moment. When you focus solely on reaching the next milestone, you risk missing the beauty of the journey. The view from halfway up the mountain is just as breathtaking as the view from the top, if you take the time to notice it. Every step, every struggle, and every triumph is part of the story. The infinite ascent is a call to savor each moment, knowing that the journey is as important as the destination. One of the greatest lessons of the infinite ascent is the power of resilience. The path is not always smooth. It is often steep, rocky, and unpredictable. There will be setbacks, failures, and moments when the climb feels impossible. But these are not signs to stop. They are invitations to grow. Resilience is what keeps you moving forward, even when the way is unclear. It's the ability to adapt, to find strength in struggle, and to keep climbing despite the challenges. The infinite ascent is not about never falling, it's about always rising. As you climb, you'll also discover the importance of perspective. From each new height, the world looks different. Problems that once seemed insurmountable shrink in the distance, and possibilities that were once hidden come into view. The infinite ascent broadens your perspective, teaching you to see challenges as opportunities and failures as stepping stones. It reminds you that growth is not linear. It is a series of peaks and valleys, each offering its own lessons. The infinite ascent is deeply personal, but it is not a solitary journey. Along the way, you will encounter others who are climbing their own mountains. Some will walk beside you, sharing their wisdom and encouragement. Others will follow behind, inspired by your example, and still, others will offer their hands to lift you up when you stumble. The infinite ascent is a reminder that while your journey is uniquely yours, it is also part of a larger human experience. We rise higher when we rise together. Gratitude is an essential part of the infinite ascent. Each step you take is a testament to the strength, determination, and support that have carried you this far. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have, from what you've yet to achieve to how far you've already come. It reminds you to celebrate your progress, no matter how small, and to honor the people and experiences that have shaped your journey. Gratitude doesn't end with the ascent. It grows with it. The infinite ascent also challenges us to redefine success. Success is not a fixed point or a single achievement. It is a state of being. It is the willingness to keep climbing, to keep striving, and to keep growing. Success is found in the courage to take the next step, the resilience to rise after a fall, and the humility to acknowledge that there is always more to learn. The infinite ascent is about becoming the best version of yourself, not by reaching a final destination, but by continuously evolving. As you embrace the infinite ascent, you may find that the climb itself transforms you. The journey shapes your character, deepens your self-awareness, and strengthens your resolve. It teaches you to find joy in the process, to embrace uncertainty, and to trust in your ability to adapt. The infinite ascent is not a race or a competition. It is a personal journey of discovery and growth. It is a lifelong adventure that challenges you to rise, again and again, into the fullness of who you are meant to be. The infinite ascent is a reminder that there is no finish line in life. There is always more to explore, more to achieve, and more to become. This is not a burden, it is a gift. The infinite ascent offers you the chance to reinvent yourself, to pursue your passions, and to create a legacy that inspires others. It is a call to live fully, to climb boldly, and to embrace the endless possibilities that lie ahead. In the end of this image, the infinite ascent is not about the mountain, it's about the climber. It's about the person you become as you face each challenge, overcome each obstacle, and rise to each new height. It's about the strength, courage, and wisdom you gain along the way. The ascent is infinite because your potential is limitless and your capacity for growth knows no bounds. So keep climbing, keep striving, keep rising. The journey is endless and the possibilities are infinite. The infinite ascent is not just a path, it is a way of life, a celebration of the human spirit, and a testament to the power of resilience, growth, and transformation. This is your ascent. Embrace it fully and rise to heights you never imagined possible. As we come to the end of this audiobook, I want to take a moment to speak directly to you, the listener who has stayed through this journey, chapter by chapter, word by word. I want you to know that your time here matters, that your presence matters, and most importantly, you matter. This isn't just a book filled with ideas and lessons. It's a conversation with you, a reminder that you are capable of rising, transforming, and achieving greatness in ways you may not yet fully realize. The journey we've taken together has been about more than stories or strategies. It's been about reconnecting with the truth of who you are and the limitless potential that lies within you. Whether you're at the start of your journey, navigating the fires of transformation, or soaring to new heights, you are not alone. Every step you take, no matter how small or uncertain, is a testament to your courage and strength. The challenges you faced don't define you, your response to them does. The setbacks, struggles and scars are not the end of your story. They are the foundation for your rise. You've learned to embrace imperfection, rediscover your inner strength, and chart a course that is authentically yours. These are not just lessons. They are the keys to unlocking a life of purpose, joy, and fulfillment. I want you to leave this experience with a renewed sense of hope. Hope that your efforts are not in vain. Hope that your dreams are worth pursuing, no matter how distant they may seem. And hope that even in your darkest moments, there is light to be found, within you and in the world around you. This isn't goodbye, it's a new beginning. You have everything you need to continue your journey, to rise from whatever ashes may come, and to inspire those around you to do the same. Your story is powerful, your voice matters, and your journey has the potential to impact lives far beyond your own. As you move forward, remember this: you are not defined by where you start, but by how you rise. And every time you rise, you light the way for others to follow. The world needs your light, your resilience, your voice. Never underestimate the power of your journey or the value of your presence. Thank you for allowing me to share this time with you. Thank you for being open to growth, for embracing your own strength, and for showing up for yourself in this moment. You are extraordinary, and your ascent is infinite. Now go out there and rise, not just for yourself, but for the world that needs what only you can give.